by elves that I've actually pissed off that can come attack me. I'll actually, here, you know what? Since you didn't get to see it yesterday, let me go and pull up Legends Viewer so you can see exactly where we are in this world. Because Dwarf Fortress, I don't know if you've seen any more of it, but Dwarf Fortress is actually really, really cool. The way it's set up is that it generates an entire world for you when you start. You set up parameters, it generates the world, creates everything around you, and then you pick a starting location and a starting civilization of dwarves within that world. So this one we've done, you've got this, it's called the Ageless Dimensions. You know, it's very fancily, oh, you can't see it because I put it too high. Let's shrink this down. The Ageless Dimensions, there you go, now you can see. And it generated this. This is actually the biggest map size that it can generate because I just decided to go for it. Oh no, this isn't one of those. It's my other one that's, no, I can't remember which is which. I generated a lot of worlds a couple days ago because I just wanted to see what would come up. But in this one, we've got this civilization here, who is aptly named the Considerate Dyke. Great naming. And they are actually, they had a sister civilization down here in the south that you can't see anymore. But if we go back 2 years, you can see them right here, the Heavy Tome. So for some reason, in the year 349 years into its simulation, they just disappeared entirely off the face of the map. And we don't know why. So our little expedition has actually come down through, we've passed these goblins, we survived that, we've made it down this mountain range, and we've actually set up right here at this little marker. This is a volcano marker. And this is where we have set up. And why we stopped here is because right here, this blue is a civilization of goblins, and these two yellows are civilizations of elves. And we've actually pissed off these elves, and goblins generally hate dwarves. So we've stopped here to set up an outpost that will make for a safe passage of our people down to really try to recover what there was of the, what were they called again? The Heavy Tome, yeah. Also, yeah, Considerate Dyke. Perfect naming. Couldn't have come up with better if I tried. But yeah, if you haven't seen this world gen before, it's actually really, really cool. Let me go ahead and back through so you can just see kind of how this worked. It starts out by creating the world. It actually goes through volcanoes and stuff like that to make islands and mountain ranges and does tectonic shifts and everything in the immediate world gen. And then it plops civilizations down. So every, what I had to do was plop down 65 civilizations. Yeah, I'm gonna have to deal with both elves and goblins. It'll be a fun time. Goblins coming from one way, elves coming from the other. I hope I can survive. That's why we're so safely built into the volcano. But yeah, it just plops down 65 civilizations. You can see a bunch of red ones are dwarves, the blue ones are goblins, the darker blue ones are humans, and the yellow ones are elves. And then it just kind of simulates out the world. So you can see as these civilizations grow, as they, if we toggle wars, you can see here's 2 lines. This is where these elves and these humans fought each other. As you keep going through, those goblins and elves had a big conflict there. You just get to go through and see as civilizations fight and die, actually. This elf civilization just went completely extinct in that time as the goblins took them over. And it just runs through all those years of simulation. And yeah, why we're doing this is because in the last 2 years of simulation for this world, the Heavy Tome just disappeared. They all died for no discernible reason. So we've got to go figure out why. We got to find out why. Absolutely no way we couldn't. So, yeah, that's the journey. So hopping back into the game, what we have now is a kobold thief. I don't think we're going to be able to catch him, but he was definitely trying to come to steal from us. And one of our dogs spotted him before he got too close. So if we go ahead and unpause, he should be running away now. Yeah, look at that. He's running scared because our dogs saw him. Off he goes, back down the other side of this mountain. This is actually a really tall mountain. I'm pretty impressed that these guys are able to climb up and down the sides of it, because it is steep. It is very steep. But, yeah, we are pretty safe on the inside. And I also do have a small military that could have defended if that guy tried to attack in any way. But they aren't going to be able to go out and catch anyone at this point. I just don't have enough axe dwarves, and I don't have enough crossbow dwarves, I guess you could say. So the goal for today is definitely to smelt more iron, to smelt that iron into steel, and then to use that steel to make a bunch of steel weapons and steel armor for our dwarves. So let's go ahead and check on our miners once again. I think I had them digging right... they've already dug this. Perfect. So if I get this guy... It still doesn't say it. I think it's supposed to give me the option to collect spider webs, but maybe that is somewhere else. The other place we have a mining upgrades, exactly. Right here. So once they finish, oh cool, there's another group of things that they can get. So once they've mined all of that out, I will actually have them. I had something else for them to do. Now I just have to remember what it was. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have them dig out the rest of the military quarter, because I actually need a good way to shoot down at enemies from up here. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to have this be fortifications. There's going to be little like slits for the archers to shoot out of, so that if anyone comes across the bridge, before I have to resort to dropping them into the lava, I can at least try to kill them all by shooting them, and then that would make it so that I get to recover all of their gear from out on the bridge. So that'll be really nice. So let's go ahead and design that. So this right here is our military wing for now. That's where we're going to put our barracks. Let's put a door into it. So let's go ahead and carve some stairs up. Let's actually do 2 full layers up, maybe even 3 layers up, just to give ourselves a lot of freedom with what we do with this. So we're going to go D, U for upstairs, and we're just going to carve an upstairs right there. Then we want some up-down stairs above that, and we're going to come 2 full layers up. So you can see they have all that ready to dig. And then we might put something up here even too. So we'll just leave that as it is for right now. And on the second layer though is where we're gonna have our first main watch post. So we want them to mine out this way. Yeah, all the way down through here. And we actually want them to mine out this stuff as well, so that we can get this flattened out into a single flat wall that they can shoot out of. Because we want to have as much room covered for them to shoot down at people as we can. And let's just then complete this designation out, so we get just a nice big room. Actually, I guess it doesn't need to be this big, because actually we can put the barracks right over here. So this can be the main archery room, and then the barracks can actually come off this way and just be a nice big room right here. And that's where all of our military can sleep even. And in fact, we can even designate it into multiple rooms for our different squads. So right now we only have 2 squads, so let's just split it right down the middle to have the 2 different rooms. Oops, I did it wrong. Okay, D. How does that look? I guess it's not centered, so that's a problem for 1. Let's go ahead and move this, go like this, and then make it an actual even number. So there, that already looks infinitely better. And also not the same width, so we've got to fix that as well. Bam. And then we also have the ability to keep adding more barracks in this way as we go. Now finally, I am actually going to add some length to this, and this is where we're going to put another stockpile for weapons. Alright, let's let them get to it. All we can do now is wait for our miners to do it. Oh, the next thing I'm going to do once I get that all set up, I absolutely need to dig out the main tomb for my place, because I have already had someone die. We need to get that person a coffin. But I also just want to make a great large tomb. Did I just hear combat? No, there's no combat report. So I must have imagined it. Oh well. Thought I heard someone fighting. I wanted to save him. The game is really interesting and it's really complex. I doubt I'll even be able to show you like all the stuff that the game does just in, the stream you'll get to watch today, because I'm only streaming until day 9 starts tonight. I stream until the daily. But yeah, it's just absolutely incredible the depth that this game goes to. It's just unbelievable. I think if I go, no, I don't want to risk it. I don't want to risk it at all. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go DS and set all of this stuff for smoothing. Because what that then does is lets us carve a fortification into it. And then we also want to build fortifications right here. So we're going to go Shift-C, Shift-F, right there, make it out of andesite. And then we'll put a wall next to it as well, so that no one can fly in. Okay, so now our other dwarves will take care of that while our miners keep on digging out the rest of this. Now, another thing that happened is we ran out of beds, so we need our carpenter to make more beds. A, B. Okay, this is going to make lots of beds. Other than that, our crafts dwarf should... Actually, wait, let's see how things are. Oh, we have plenty of crafts. Okay. Do we need any more doors? I think we are low on doors, so let's go ahead and just hit AD a bunch of times. And then we also need some chairs and tables so we can make a big dining hall for everyone, because we don't have a dining hall. We don't have a main dining hall either. So a main tomb and a main dining hall are two big priorities to come after we get our military all set up. So let's continue on. I will say, Omnomalisk, if you decide you want to try getting into this game, it is a little bit complicated to set up. By default, this game has no graphics, it's just ASCII graphics. And they're actually like really confusing. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, this absolute idiot. I don't know if you can see exactly what just happened. Oh my god. Okay, we're just gonna zoom in and just take a good look at this. This guy right here, Doomed, just came out here, built the wall, built the fortification, and trapped himself out on this ledge with no way down. He just trapped himself on this side, outside of the fortress, making it so there's no way he can ever get back in. So now what we're gonna have to do is to save his sorry ass, we're gonna have to delete that designation right there so he stops that smoothing job. We're gonna have to come mine this out so that we can, and we'll end up having to rebuild this wall piece essentially, just because of this idiot built himself outside of the fortress. I cannot believe that. Yeah, look at him, he's just standing there, he doesn't know what to do. He's just trapped. Okay, at least he can do something from there. He can be kind of helpful until the miners come dig him free. I cannot believe that. What an absolute idiot. No! Wait, okay, no, it is doing the right thing. Okay, for a second I thought he was detailing the wall, trapping himself. There we go. Now, B, Shift C, fortification, go right here, and hopefully... Actually, you know what? I bet I just told them to build it out of this piece right there. So let's actually go X. And let's wait for this to get picked up and carried away, or maybe even let's purposefully forbid that from getting used, so that we can just make sure that no one else traps themselves outside. Because, jeez, what an absolute idiot. Okay, I think I made fortification, yeah? Yes, okay, perfect. So once that gets done, now all of this stuff is getting designated for smoothing. That's exactly what we need. And let's go ahead and have this designated to be carved into a fortification, because the walls have to be smooth before they can be carved into a fortification. Alright, that was a nice little adventure to start off the stream. Jeez, not a moment of rest. There we go. Alright, nobody trapped outside anymore. Phew. Gosh, I cannot believe that guy. Let's go ahead and zoom right back out to a more reasonable level. Now, Omnomalisk, so you aren't surprised when this happens later. We don't have long now until Izum, our stonecrafter, actually dies. So there's this thing that can happen in this game called strange moods, where a dwarf will get overcome by inspiration and will take over a workshop, and they will try to make something that has inspired them. They will do nothing else until they can make that thing, unless there's not the required materials in the fortress. And if there's not the required materials, they will wait there until you give them the required materials. And if you make them wait too long, they will go insane. Now, there's a number of different kinds of insanities they can have. They can go on, rampages, killing lots of other dwarves. They can do other scary stuff like that. Or they can also just be overcome by melancholy, as you see right here, stricken by melancholy. And what that means is this dwarf is not going to eat, not going to sleep, not going to drink until he dies. And there's nothing I can do about it now. Even though I've gotten him, what he needed was iron bars. And I actually, the next day, got a bunch of iron bars created right here. But he had already been stricken by melancholy, and there's no bringing him back. So poor Izum just has to die, and there's nothing I can do about it. So he is one that we're definitely going to need the tomb for in the very near future. Did we get the electrum? I wonder what electrum is useful for. Can we make weapons out of it? Nope. Alright, can we make other objects?